my guest today is with the new Black Panther Party. He's a great guy, and we're gonna have him on lots. You know, this is not going to be the only time that he's going to be on. We're going to make sure that he on and taking care of the business. So we're going to do what we need to do and make sure that we're doing everything that's right. Let me bring in my guest. Let him tell us his story. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on with you, my brother. All right, I'm here.
People, you hear me?
All right. I can hear you. Talk a little louder.
How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm just rocking and rolling and rocking, man. Trying to make it happen.
Yo, I hope everybody's having a good Sunday out there, man. How you doing, Detroit? I hope all is well. All power to the people in Detroit. But my name is Capt in Afrika, and I'm with the new African Black Panther Party in Newark, New Jersey. And everything that you've been talking about for the last couple of minutes, like 20 minutes, is the same things we're dealing with, the same conditions we're dealing with here in Newark, New Jersey. Before I even start, our organization would like to nominate Ras Baraka for that Sambo Award. We got 5 people. We want to nominate. Can we nominate Ras Baraka?
You can do that. We'll do that, you know. And we'll definitely get him ready.
I'll reach out to you after this, and we're gonna find out how we could nominate him. Because when I'm done telling you the conditions and what we're dealing with here, I think you're gonna vote for him for number 1. But let's start with the water. You was talking about the water here in Newark, New Jersey. Since the early 2000s, they found out the waters in the school, the water in the community was poisoned. They didn't say nothing to anybody. Our children went to school. They drank the lead water. They drank the poison water. We didn't find out to the late 2018, 19. That's when the people started finding out that the water in the schools was poisoned. And then we had to fight against the city, fight against the state, fight against the government to get the water fixed. They lied to us. They told us they fixed the water. They had their fake documents that they fixed the water. You know, right now, you go inside buildings, they tell you don't drink the water. The water's not good for you to drink. We have to buy bottled waters. I have bottled water in my kitchen right now. We don't drink the water here. We don't brush our teeth with the water because we don't trust these politicians anymore. Wherever you go to Detroit, you go to Chicago, you go down south, even white Appalachia, where white people at. Like, these people in office have decided that they're not even going to play games with us no more. They're not even going to lie. They're not even going to put up a facade. As a Panther, our only objective is to fight for the people in the community, not just black people, like you were saying a couple of minutes ago. We're not just here to fight in our communities. Everybody's in the community. We have Spanish people in the community. We get white people coming in now gentrifying the community. But if you want to be able to fight back against these people, the forces that we've been fighting since we got off the slave ship, before we even got off the slave ship, the forces that put us on those slave ships, if you want to fight these people, you can fight them segregated. You can fight them along class line, color lines. That's why we have political education classes every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Zoom, for us to understand who our enemy is. Our enemy is imperialism. Our enemy is not each other. We are not our enemies. It is not because of each other that we struggling to pay bills at the end of the week, that we can't buy food, that we can't pay for gas, that it doesn't matter how hard you work, you still can make ends meet. I know people with 2 jobs and still working, selling drugs on the streets just to pay rent, just to make it through the week. They have to have 2 jobs and still participate in underground activities to be able to survive. That's the conditions we're dealing with right here. And I know it's the same conditions over there because these people are the same. They're unified in their hatred towards us. I mean, from the beginning, since we got here, like we go back, like let's go back to the historical documents. You go back and read from people like C.L.R. James. C.L.R. James was a historian. He wrote about the Haitian Revolution, and he spoke about the conditions during that time. Most people don't know that there were free black people during that time. They don't know there were free black people in America. There were free black people in Haiti. There's always been free black people. Those Sambos, those house Negroes, they always work with the system to oppress the rest of us. And they convince us that there's nothing we can do to change our condition. It doesn't matter what period you go back to. You could go back 100 years, 200 years. These people have always been around. They're around now. They're the ones you're talking about, Marcus Muhammad, whether they be Muslim, whatever religion they want to cloak themselves with. These people are the same. They would do anything for money. That money will convince them that we are not human beings, that we can drink poison water. And they know the water poison, but they won't tell us, because that money is what defines their masculinity, is what defines their humanity. So they'll go live in their suburbs, and they'll be preaching to us about Islam. They'll be preaching to us about black liberation, keep blaming the white man, saying the white man doing this, when the whole time they serve as offensive linemen for these people. It's about time we do something about it. We can't just complain about it. We can't just stay at home and say, you know what? Yo, there's nothing I can do about it. All this stuff is too big for me. Nah, it's time to get back out in the streets. It's time to organize. When Kwame Ture say organize, 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 our people don't know what he meant by that. Our people don't know what organizing means. Your organizing means coming out your door and going next door to your neighbor and understanding your neighbor and what they're going through. Understanding that they're going through the same condition that you're going through. Going next door to your next door neighbor, to your cousins, to your sisters, to your friends, to anybody that's around you, and you start to talk about what's going on and how you can fix it. When you start to do that, you start doing things like political education, because you can't go to war without knowing what's going on. Once you understand who the enemy is, then you can strategize to be able to fight back. So in North New Jersey, we have defined our enemy. Our enemy is imperialism. And the face of imperialism in our community are the black and Spanish politicians that legislate and put into policy things that destroy our communities. I'm in North New Jersey, like I said. We have a university in New Jersey, one of the biggest universities here, prestigious, Rutgers University. They did a study last year, I think around in August. Study was, who owned Newark? Who owned Newark, New Jersey? And in that study, now remember, this is a university. This is not me speaking. This is not you, Rev, speaking. This is the academic world. They said the politicians wrote policies and made laws to enable corporations to come in and buy up our homes. So from 2017 to 2020, 47% of the homes in Newark were sold to corporations. Corporations with no names, no faces, nobody that you could go talk to. You wanted to say something, brother?
No, you go ahead. Cause, this is your time, because you going to tell us just exactly what's going on. Because I'm giving you this time to take care of your business.
All power. No, but in the study, they said the politicians created laws and wrote laws and made policy to enable corporations, because they couldn't do it before. They couldn't do it. But when Obama came in, when all these black politicians in our black communities came in that said they were fighting for us, these people wrote policies for our homes to be taken. And this study that I'm telling you from Rutgers, they put this office together at Rutgers University in 2011 after the 2008 crisis. After the 2008 crisis, they put this office in place to be able to tell us what's going on in the community. How come people ain't got no homes no more? How come people are losing their homes? And the same people in 2011 are telling us in 2022, 2023, that the politicians have written laws to give our property, our homes to the oligarchs. So now when you walk outside, you open your door. Every block you go on, you see homeless people. Everywhere you go, there's homeless people. You're driving by. I'm in the car with my family. There's a homeless person out there. I got to drive past them because I ain't got no money to give them. Think about the psychological damage that's doing to the young kids in the car. That's doing to the people. When you're walking by other human beings, starving, no shelter, no way to live, and you're just driving past them like you don't see them. Cognitive dissonance. Every single day we see these people, and we act like we don't see them. And when you challenge these politicians, I know you know, Rav, but I'm going to tell the people, when you challenge these politicians and you ask them what they're doing, they lie on you. They lie on you. Yeah. They weaponize the judicial system to come after you. Like, they locked you up for 30 months, Rav. You had to go to the Supreme Court. I don't even believe in them either. But they lock you up. You have to go to the Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to say, nah, this is illegal. But all these people, all the way up the chain of command, you sat in jail every day, went through those bars, bent down, pulled up your scrotum, and coughed. They dehumanized you, took away years from your life, fed you the worst food they could feed you in the worst conditions possible. And nobody has been held accountable. I don't even know your case. I don't know what happened. I don't know the people that were involved, but no one is held accountable. Last week in the city, there were people that pay rent, that live in buildings, they pay rent, they go to work and pay rent. They didn't have no water for a whole week. The landlord that owned the building was on vacation. They got a Jewish holiday. They got some kind of holiday. But the people that lived there, they didn't have no water for a whole week. You couldn't brush your teeth. You couldn't take a shower. You couldn't use the bathroom. You couldn't nothing in the house, but you're paying for it. These are the conditions that people are living in right now. These conditions are no different from the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, wherever you want to go back to. Because people always like to remind us that we are doing better. They're liars. I am a sociologist and a historian by trade. See, that's what I went to, these factories, these schools, this stuff they call schools. I went to go get my degree in sociology to understand how society functions. And I got another degree in history to understand the past so I could know where I'm going. I went and did all of that, not looking for money, not looking for a job, but to understand why my reality, why my life was like this. And after all of that study, I'm here to tell all my brothers and sisters, it's time for us to come together and start working together. And when I say come together and start working together, I'm not telling you to go vote for people like Marcus Muhammad. You see, people think electoral politics, they think that's when you participate in electoral politics, they think that's politics. That is not politics. The electoral process is a segment. It's a part of a whole body, political body. Politics is concentrated money, concentrated resources. When we concentrate our resources to do for us, all of us strategically working together, not one person. You go get a business, you open up a store, and then you be like, I got a black business. You live in the suburb, and you tell all the black people to come buy food from you, food that you got as high as the white people. The jobs you don't pay, you pay worse than the white people around here. But you say, I got a black business. Come support my black business. Yo, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you, Rev, me, my wife, my friends, my cousin, all of us, pulling our resources together to be able to start buying the homes in our community. Because that's where it starts at. If we bought the homes in our community and we lived in them homes, nobody's coming to take them from us. Ain't nobody coming to lock the doors and kick us out, because this is what they do. And no landlord, nobody's held accountable. If you spit, in 2023, if you spit outside, the police can lock you up. But they don't lock up the landlords for making people homeless. They don't lock up the landlords for illegally gentrifying the community. Because when we talk about gentrification, people think gentrification is like people don't have enough money, people don't pay their rent. Nah, that's a part of it. Yeah, there's not enough money for people to be able to survive, but there's strategic things that they do. So the landlord will come in, he'll buy the building, and then he'll change the rate. He'll change the rent. So you're paying $1,000, he'll change it to like $1,800, $2,500. He won't say nothing to you, especially if you're elderly. 6 months go by, a year go by, he'll take you to court. This person owe all this money in rent. But the person don't know that. The elderly person like, yo, how did my rent change? The courts don't care about that. The politicians don't hold them accountable for what they did. What's going to happen is you're going to go to court for 6 months to a year. You don't have no lawyer. You're going to get a legal aid. A legal aid going to go in there. They're not going to do nothing for you because the legal aid is there for you to take a deal. So they'll come to you after 6 months, a year, and they'll be like, hey, man, you owe like $20,000, $30,000. If you just say you're going to move in 3 months, we're going to throw all this stuff out. You ain't got to pay the $30,000, $20,000. And as soon as you move, you're homeless. Because when you move out that home, for you to get another home, you're going to have to make a certain amount of money. The average resident, the average person that lives in North New Jersey makes about 30-something thousand. That's what they say. I believe it's less than that because they're not counting people in jail, people that's not working. They don't count all of those people. But they say the average person that lives in North makes $30,000. To get a one-bedroom apartment is like $1,300, $1,400, $1,500. 2-bedroom apartment is like almost $2,000. A 3-bedroom apartment is $2,500. So how much you got to make to be able to afford that? You got to make $80,000, $90,000. So when you go to these people to fill out the application, which you got to pay for, you got to pay $50 to fill out the application. They look at the application, they see how much you make, they never call you back. They don't tell you you can't afford it. They just don't call you back. So you sitting here like, damn, I can't get a place to stay. You're struggling. You're going to work, coming back from work. You see, like every day you're going to sleep, like you don't know where you're going to be staying at. There's a note on your door that's saying the water poison. It's saying you're about to get evicted. Yo, this is what costs mental health. This is what makes our people crazy in our communities, because you can see the purpose of living, and you start to lose your mind, and then they say that you're the problem. It is your fault that these conditions persist in the community when you had nothing to do with it. And I want to read y'all something real quick. I want to read. Let me get this up real quick. Yeah. And the mayor serves as chief executive officer for the city and oversees all of the city's departments. The mayor, now they get paid by us. Every single one of us that go to work, you go to work, they take money out your paycheck, and that's how they pay these people. Because Rodney Rock is a millionaire now. He's worth about $5-10 million. We don't know because he don't file his reports. But you would never hear this out there because the media don't tell you. Because the Democratic Party, all these people control the media. So you would never hear this stuff. But the mayor's worth $5 million. While Newark is the worst in housing crisis. Like, you go look up Richard Wolf. People are doing videos. Economics are talking about Newark, New Jersey, or talking about Detroit, or talking about how these places are so impoverished because of these politicians. And we sit here. Now, I just read the first part. Under the direction of the mayor, the executive team is responsible for developing, directing the execution of the mayor's vision and key initiatives. So if your water is poisoned, that's his key initiative. The mayor got a whole team. He's a millionaire. He got lawyers, everything, to put policies in place to help the people. But they refuse to help the people. They help the people that put money in their campaign coffers, the people that help them live in the suburbs. You see, because to them, masculinity is in how much money you have. That's what makes them a man or a woman, because it's unisex. Gay people are part of this too, LGBTQ. They have Lori Lightfoot. She was the worst probably ever in Chicago. But she was gay, she was black, she was a woman. It doesn't matter what your gender is. It doesn't matter none of that. All they care about, are you willing to be a Sambo, lie to your people like a sociopath, and get your people to walk into the lion's den. That's their only job out here. These people are not heroes.
My brother,
there you go. But look, I tell you what, let's talk during the week, and let's come back next week and talk some more about this, because I'm enjoying this conversation. I got to bring in my next guest, but next week, let's me and you talk some more, because hey, I think you and I see eye to eye. I think we right where we need to be, and I really appreciate you, because we don't find a whole lot of us black brothers that's willing to take a stand, and that's one of the problems right there. We don't have our black brothers that are organized enough to do nothing. I believe in organizing some more. And here's the good news. You don't have to like me. You know, all I want to do is build that foundation. My brother, thank you. Hey, next week, I'm going to put you down for next week and give you a few more minutes so you can elaborate on some more stuff, and we're going to take it from there. But right now, I got to let you go, my brother.
All power to the people.
All power. And listen, if you see Minister Louis Farrakhan and any of his boys, tell them they need to come down here and check this boy. Because I never known the Nation of Islam to let these folks go wild like this. The Sambos are sounding, he's a real professional Sambo. You should see him cheesing, you know. But look, I got to let you go. Let's talk soon. All right, let me bring in my next guest.